When most people think about aquariums, they usually imagine fish swimming in a tank. But there are actually two major aquarium worlds, freshwater and saltwater. Freshwater aquariums are inspired by rivers, lakes, streams, and ponds, while saltwater aquariums are based on the ocean. Both can be beautiful, both can support amazing fish, and both rely on healthy ecosystems to succeed. At first glance, they may look similar because they both contain water, fish, and filtration. But the environments inside these tanks are quite different. Understanding those differences is the first step toward understanding how each type of aquarium works and which one might be right for you. The biggest difference between these two types of aquariums is the water itself. Freshwater aquariums contain water with very little dissolved salt, similar to what you would find in rivers and lakes. Saltwater aquariums, on the other hand, contain marine salts dissolved in the water, similar to the ocean. These dissolved salts change the entire environment inside the tank. Fish, plants, corals, and other animals have adapted to live in one type of water or the other. That's why a freshwater fish cannot simply be placed in a saltwater tank, and a saltwater fish cannot live in freshwater. Everything starts with the water, and that difference influences almost every aspect of the aquarium. Freshwater fish evolved in environments such as rivers, lakes, streams, and ponds. These habitats contain very little dissolved salt, so freshwater fish have adapted to live in those conditions over millions of years. Popular aquarium fish like tetras, guppies, angelfish, and many others all come from freshwater environments around the world. Some live in fast-moving rivers, while others come from calm lakes or slow streams. Because they evolved in freshwater, their bodies are specially adapted to manage water and minerals in that environment. This is why freshwater fish thrive in freshwater aquariums. The aquarium is designed to recreate the type of habitat they naturally come from. Saltwater fish come from the ocean, one of the largest and most diverse ecosystems on Earth. Fish like clownfish, tangs, butterflyfish, and many others have evolved to live in seawater. Unlike freshwater environments, the ocean contains a high concentration of dissolved salts, and marine fish have adapted to those conditions over millions of years. Many saltwater aquarium fish come from coral reefs, where they live among corals, rocks, and countless other marine creatures. Because their bodies are designed for life in saltwater, they depend on the correct salinity to stay healthy. A saltwater aquarium works by recreating a small piece of the ocean, allowing these fascinating marine animals to thrive. One challenge that is unique to saltwater aquariums is maintaining stable salinity. Salinity simply means the amount of salt dissolved in the water. Marine fish and corals are adapted to a fairly stable salt level in the ocean, so sudden changes can cause stress. An interesting thing happens when water evaporates from a saltwater tank. The water leaves, but the salt stays behind. This causes the salinity to slowly increase over time. That's why reef keepers regularly replace evaporated water with fresh water, not saltwater. Keeping salinity stable is an important part of maintaining a healthy saltwater aquarium and helping marine life thrive. A saltwater aquarium can be as simple as keeping marine fish, but many hobbyists take things a step further by adding corals. This is what creates a reef tank. Corals are living animals that have their own requirements for light, water flow, and water chemistry. Fish-only saltwater tanks can be relatively straightforward, but reef tanks add another layer of complexity because both the fish and the corals need to stay healthy. This often means paying closer attention to water quality and stability. The reward, however, is a vibrant ecosystem filled with colorful corals and marine life. In many ways, a reef tank is like having a small piece of the ocean inside your home. A saltwater aquarium can be as simple as keeping marine fish, but many hobbyists take things a step further by adding corals. This is what creates a reef tank. Corals are living animals that have their own requirements for light, water flow, and water chemistry. Fish-only saltwater tanks can be relatively straightforward, but reef tanks add another layer of complexity because both the fish and the corals need to stay healthy. This often means paying closer attention to water quality and stability. The reward, however, is a vibrant ecosystem filled with colorful corals and marine life. In many ways, a reef tank is like having a small piece of the ocean inside your home. Even though freshwater and saltwater aquariums can look very different, both depend on the same biological process called the nitrogen cycle. Fish produce waste, which creates ammonia in the water. Ammonia is toxic, so beneficial bacteria convert it into nitrite, and then into nitrate. This process helps make the aquarium safer for fish and other animals. Without the nitrogen cycle, waste would quickly build up and become dangerous. Whether you're keeping guppies in a freshwater tank or clownfish in a reef tank, the nitrogen cycle is working behind the scenes every day. In many ways, it's one of the most important processes in any aquarium, regardless of the type of water. A common question beginners ask is, which is better, freshwater or saltwater? The truth is that neither one is better. They are simply different types of ecosystems. Freshwater aquariums can be beautiful, peaceful, and easier to set up, while saltwater aquariums offer colorful marine fish and, in some cases, stunning coral reefs. Each has its own challenges, equipment, and learning curve. Some hobbyists enjoy planted freshwater tanks, while others are fascinated by reef ecosystems. The best choice depends on your interests, goals, budget, and the type of aquarium experience you want. Rather than asking which one is better, it's more helpful to ask which one you will enjoy the most. At the end of the day, the best aquarium is the one that keeps you excited about the hobby. Some people love the simplicity and natural beauty of freshwater tanks. Others are drawn to the colorful fish and coral reefs found in saltwater aquariums. Both can be rewarding, educational, and enjoyable. The key is to choose an aquarium that matches your interests, budget, and the amount of time you want to spend maintaining it. Success doesn't come from choosing freshwater or saltwater. Success comes from understanding the ecosystem you choose and learning how to care for it properly. When you enjoy the process, you're much more likely to build a healthy and successful aquarium. There's always more to discover. Like, share and subscribe to Beyond Basics for more fascinating videos made simple.